about the Hardy D-Lo there in the fourth quarter worked well?
I think in desperation, you're looking for someone to score, and Hardy did that for us. Also, D-Lo being able to get us organized. Those two did a really good job of finding the corners, and then I think Hardy was the one that benefited the most, being able to catch and shoot.
Jason, you guys fought all the way back from 22, got it down the line. Hardenstein makes a layup, puts it back in 3. D-Lo comes down, misses the 3. What'd you see just on that play specifically?
Yeah, I think letting the guys play, you see for Hardenstein to get the layup, you got to take the ball out of Shea's hand. So that's what we did, and he makes a layup. But the game is still in the balance of being able to execute. And I thought the way the group was playing, ball touching the paint and finding someone, I thought we were going to look for that. But D-Lo felt like he had a good look, came up short.
Jason, Cooper sat down the stretch after some defensive subs there late. Obviously not his night tonight. How do you balance the potential benefits of the learning experience of playing in crunch time versus trying to win tonight's game in that situation?
Yeah, I think he did a great job defensively with the group that we put in to get the stop. That's one lesson learned. Also, it wasn't his night tonight. We're a team, and so I understand that the group that was out there put us in a position to win the game, and he wasn't on the floor, but he was cheering for his teammates. So that's one, and I think also just he got hit early in the game, and so with the shoulder. So just understanding we went with someone else, and they picked him up, and we were at an opportunity to tie the game.
Coach, what's his status like in terms of rest of the week?
Yeah, we'll see how he feels tomorrow. His shoulder is sore, but we'll see how he feels tomorrow. He played through it. He's a tough kid, but we'll have more tomorrow.
He's off to a super strong start with 20 points and a double-double in each of his games tonight. Cleaned up so much for you guys. How just important was he out there?
Who was that?
AD.
Yeah, he was great. When you have that many misses, you hope that we can get some offensive rebounds, and he was one to do that. We got to be better. Our smalls, our mediums, they got to be able to crash. When we're not shooting the ball straight, we got to be able to come up with second and third opportunities. But AD did that for us tonight. So he was big down the stretch. Again, being able to run the pick and roll, I thought he did a great job there, and defensively he did a really good job for us.
What are you seeing from Max Christie?
He's playing great. Shooting 3 well. He's competing on the defensive end, and I thought he had some great looks early. He knocked some down, and then knocked some down for us late. But he's been playing well at a high level for us all season, early here in the season, and again he did it for us tonight.
And when you're entering a game guarding SGA, who draws a lot of fouls, what do you kind of tell Max Christie and PJ Washington to kind of only hold them just to 2 in this game?
Yeah, I thought the whole team did a great job of staying down, understanding his tendencies. He's the best in the world of getting to the free throw line, and only have 2. With the way he has the ball majority of the time, again, they made it tough. I thought Christie and PJ, but the rest of the group that were on him, making sure that we didn't send him to the free throw line, and he made shots that he normally makes. That's just how special he is. But again, he hurts you when he gets to that free throw line, and I thought the group did a good job.
With Caleb Martin, he wasn't someone who played a whole lot in the first 2 games, but the last 2 he's gotten some rotational minutes. What are you looking for in those stretches out of him?
Yeah, just being solid, just defensively being solid, and on the offensive end, being able to drive or make a play or shoot when you're open. And so he's working himself back from injury, and I think he's doing a really good job for us.
OKC at 39 points in the third quarter. Just what did they do to create separation?
Yeah, well, it starts with we have to make shots too, and we just didn't do that there in the third. Even though we scored 27, they took advantage of some of our misses and capitalized. Again, they dominated the paint. We got to be better in the paint. And so, but that's what I saw in the third, that they dominated the paint. but the groups kept fighting and finding a way, and then to be able to hold that group to 14 points in the fourth shows that as we continue to go forward, we're getting better on both ends of the ball.
I guess going off that second of the back-to-back, really tough third quarter, how encouraging is it to see from a mental standpoint, you guys just fight in that fourth quarter?
Yeah, we got a bunch of fighters that are going to compete to the end. That game could have got away from us as much as 22 points, and so understanding that we cut the lead and got it down to 1 and had the opportunity that we had the ball with down 3. So the group fights, and it's just at some point we got to hope this basket can open up for us and we can make some shots because we're getting a lot of wide open threes that we're just not making right now.
Defensively, are they doing what you want? Are they getting what you want them to do? Or are they doing in terms of concepts, coverages, all that kind of good stuff? Are they doing what you want?
Yeah, they're competing. They're doing everything that we've asked them to do.
What about this? What about this new offense is the hardest to implement?
The hardest to implement?
Yeah.
I think just understanding the spacing and then just trust, understanding that someone's going to be open when you touch the paint just because of the movement. And so for everyone who has not run this, just understanding that. And we have a couple guys who have played with Jay, so they understand it and they've had some success here early. So, but just understanding the spots on the floor, we're getting a lot of wide open shots that just aren't going down. If they can go down, I think it looks a little different. The vibe is definitely different, and the energy picks up on the defensive end. But this was a big character game that the ball wasn't going for us, and we continue to play defense at a high level.
Great job in the fourth quarter, though, bouncing back. What does it say about this team, just the fight that you guys have?
We're going to keep fighting to the end of the game. Even with the bad third quarter, gave them 39 points. Held them to 14 in the fourth and gave ourselves a chance to win the game, being down 3. So, we can't have those lows defensively, but, we're going to keep fighting to the end. And, we gave ourselves a chance in the second night of a back-to-back.
Is there anything you guys are doing well right now?
Our offense is improving each and every game. Defensively, I think we're doing a better job. I mean, besides those two, last fouls that we had to take, we held this team low hundreds, so it's the defending champs, won the offense last year. So we just got to, continue to build, continue to trust each other, continue to make the right plays.
Anthony, Coach King talked about this in the press conference room, just how many wide open looks y'all were getting. They just weren't falling as much as y'all would like. What do you think led to y'all getting so many open threes this evening?
They like to pack the paint. They're a very handsy team. When you get in the paint, they draw a crowd, all 5 guys in the paint, and it's on the ball handler to make the right play, in the corner so it was open. We had some great looks in the first half, didn't fall. We made them in the second half. That's how we were able to get back in the game on top of our defense. But, just knowing that this team like to pack the paint and make you shoot threes and, it went in for us in the second half. But, we just got to continue to make the right reads and, move the basketball, trust each other, and, eventually, the shots will fall.
Can you take some positives away from this particular game?
Yeah, I mean, we go back and watch the film. Obviously, I like our resiliency. We kept fighting and all the way to the end. Had this team on their heels, but when you're down, I'm not sure exactly how much we were down, but 18, 22, like everything has to go perfect. And it was. I mean, we were getting stops, we were making shots. Like I said, we were down 3 in the fourth, late in the fourth. So, we gave ourselves a chance to win. But, we don't do moral victories over here. Day off tomorrow, get ready for Wednesday and try to finish this home stand with the win.
AD, what made the offense work better in the fourth?
Just moving the basketball, finally realizing that the guy in the corner was going to be open because they packed the paint, with Chet and Hartenstein coming over, trying to protect the rim. They used one of them was on a smaller guy, and it's just instinctual for a big to protect the paint. And when we cut and have body movement, they're usually not even just the two bigs, but their team in general is very focused on the ball. And then we get shots open on the weak side in the corner. So, we were just playing to what the defense was giving us.
Couple more guys. AD, with the words at the top of the locker room, trust and compete. Trust is one thing that Coach Kidd has talked a whole lot in press conferences just with us about how important trust is. Could you talk a little bit about if that's kind of one of y'all's themes this year, trust and compete, and how important it is to embrace those things as y'all push for greatness?
Yeah, those are 2 words for the year. I think we competed tonight. We can do a better job of trusting each other. But those are 2 words that we're going to harp on all year, which is why they're around still in the locker room. So those are 2 words we're going to stand on, and we feel like if we do those 2 things, we'll have to give ourselves a chance to win every night.
With you saying y'all can do a little bit better with the trust part, how can y'all do that? What can you do to do that?
Just making the right play. I mean, sometimes, I don't think we've been selfish. When you go in and, like tonight, this team packs the paint. When you go in and there's 4 or 5 guys, around you, trusting. I mean, we made some tough shots, obviously, but trusting the pass and the next guy in the corner, or wherever it is on the floor, is wide open and he's going to make the right play. So just getting better at little things like that. It's not a thing that we don't trust each other, but when you're trying to make the right play, you just got to take what the defense gives you. And like I said, we made some, some tough shots tonight, even when they had 3-4 guys around us, but. The ultimate trust comes when we're able to make that next pass and realize that the defense around us and, trusting that guy, to make the right play.
Thank you, AD. Can't even remember.
You came back out and I was like, change shirts?
Yeah, I had to.
So what happened when you cleaned up?
Yeah, I don't remember. It was one of the first plays of the game. Just a little contact. Can't really remember if it got grabbed or hung up with somebody's arm, and then just felt some in my shoulder. A little pain after.
How was it trying to play through it?
I think it was fine. I think, obviously, in general, one of the biggest differences from, college to this level is being able to handle and prepare and be ready for a back-to-back like that physically. So that was something I was going through tonight anyway, just, being a little flat, a little banged up, but, got to find ways to play through it and still be successful.
What was the hardest part? What were you most surprised about?
I think it's just you just got to be prepared. It's just you got to find your routine and what works for you. I'll be able to work through it. I was definitely a little flat tonight. I mean, it showed all night long, just being flat out there. I wasn't making, the same plays I think I'm able to make, when I'm fresh. But got to find ways to be able to play through it and still contribute to winning.
Sorry that you've been asked this, but what happened in the shoulder?
I'm not really sure. I haven't seen it, but I just it was one of the first plays. I was trying to box out, and I think it just got caught up and just felt something move, and then there's a little pain after.
Was that heat that you were putting in the wrap?
Yeah, just trying to keep it warm. Didn't want it to kind of lock up and get stiff.
I know you weren't completely 100%, but what stood out about facing Oklahoma City aside versus any of the 3 opponents before?
Oh yeah, I mean the defense obviously, they were collapsing on the ball really, really hard, and I thought they just did a good job rotating and covering us a little bit. But I think we kind of messed ourselves up a little bit. It's something we talked about at the game. We just got to be able to keep it simple, make the right passes, and I think sometimes we get into too much that one-on-one, but. Even that last group that was out there in the fourth quarter when they made our big run of just making the easy play, making the right pass, finding the open man, and if we had done that, I think it would have been a different game.
I'm sure sitting in crunch time, probably something you've never done before. What's that like for you? What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, like you said, not really happened before, but I mean the way the game was going, we had a group out there that was doing really well and was on a run, so I see where Coach was at with that, and I was flat. I wasn't myself. I wasn't impacting the game at a high level. Wasn't doing the right stuff. So obviously that's an easy decision for Coach. and he's just out there trying to win the game. So, I mean, you know, those guys did a great job, you know, battling back down, I think, 20, a little more than that 1 point. So they did an incredible job just to battle back and put us in a position where we could have won the game.
Cooper, you guys train like crazy. You're running all the time. You're constantly like that. Could anything prepare you for your first back-to-back in the NBA? Is there anything?
I mean, no, you can't really understand it until you go through it. I mean, it's obviously a different thing. You know, even in college, you never have that. You know, it's always at least a day in between, and even just, you know, it's always one day a game. So it's just, you know, preparing for that lifestyle, preparing for that sort of thing is definitely a lot different. So, I mean, it is different, but, you know, I got to figure it out. We'll figure it out. I mean, I'm not too worried about it. We'll bounce back and be back in here on Wednesday.
It's still early.
Are you concerned about the shoulder moving forward as far as Wednesday and beyond?
No, I don't think so. We're going to probably get some scans or whatever, make sure everything's all clean. But, you know, I feel like it's just a little sore. Just want to keep an eye on it. You know, ice it, do some rehab, and should be good to go.